Okay, earlier in the week I was in the blind doing some hunting, and right before light I had my space heater on inside the blind, and then in the afternoon before dark I had the space heater on. And I had the style that screw on top of the green 1-pounder propane bottle, and it makes a hissing sound like psst, and it glows orange red. Puts out about 3,000 BTUs, and they go for about $25 to $30 on Amazon and in the stores. Just a metal shield with the coil and then the little hose for the propane. Just a cheap one, but I think the deer saw it or they heard it because they kept looking up at the blind. Maybe I'll put a clip in here. I had a buck and some does, a nice buck come out and some does, but they were pretty far away and they just kept looking back at that blind. I think the inside was lit up, and that hissing sound, I just didn't like it. So I looked at some more heaters and I saw the Mr. Heater ones on, let's say, Cabela's. Everybody sells them, Walmart, Cabela's, they're all over the place. But they also put out like an orange glow, and I'm not too sure about the sound, but I know they have that orange glow. So I was looking to see what you could buy besides that, and turns out years ago, Coleman, the camping company, used to make these heaters. And there's different models of this thing. This is called the Sportcat, which is their smaller one. This only puts out about 1,100 BTUs. But the way it's designed, it's almost like those hand warmer heaters. Doesn't put out a glow, doesn't put out a flame. It just heats somehow, it just converts it into heat. But that's supposedly what this top part does on this thing. But the problem is they don't make them anymore. They stopped making these things, and I'm going to attribute that to the millennials in this country, because this thing doesn't have a tip shutoff or no oxygen sensor to shut it off when it runs out of oxygen, like in a camper or your car or wherever you use this thing. So I think for safety reasons they probably discontinued this, but we're going old school. So I had to find this on eBay, and it was new, unopened, in a box, and I paid $50 for it. I have no idea what they used to cost years ago. This is an older model. They come in, one's called a black cat, sport cat, and something other kind of cat. There's different versions of this thing, but this was the smallest compact one, and it was new in the box. So, and what you're supposed to do is, once you turn it on, I guess the propane fills up this top part and you light it. You have to use a lighter. There's no on-off, no click switch for this. And once that, your lighter, your flame ignites this thing, it just absorbs it across the whole top and just turns into heat. I don't know, but the whole reason I bought this is so there's no sound and there's no orange glow. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what these things say, and that's what a couple people said online. So I'm gonna try it because I think that hissing sound and an orange glow did me in. So we're going old school. So we're gonna open it up today and try to light it. Supposedly it's never used. So the person packaged it, of course, put some stuff in here. And this one came, there are a bunch of them online, and a lot of people have them used cheaper, but I wanted something a little bit newer. And this one came with the base. Here's your base. This, and they have these kind of bases for lanterns too. That's all it is. And even has the instructions on there, which I didn't expect it to have, but it has the instructions in there. And we won't look at those. We're just going to try to do it normally. But this is what it looks like. And there's different models on it. Geez, I wish I could tell you the model. 5031 is the model. And I believe it's dash 300 or 700. And if it had a 750, it would have a red igniter switch. But this is the older one where you just turn the knob and light it with a match. It has the cover on here. And this cover is actually pretty good. And it has some instructions on there in case you lose that. So that's this, the base and the cover, instructions box, all for $50. And it does not look like it was used at all. It actually looks pretty good. But we're gonna screw this onto a propane bottle. We're gonna light it with a match and see how it works. Okay, so we got our 1 pounder here. And let's screw it on. Okay, that's on. Now, okay, I hear it hissing, and I smell it. So to the right is off, and it kind of clicks when you go all the way, and I hear it coming out. Oh, it just made a, I guess I should have showed you that, but it just went right across that whole top. I can barely hear it. Barely hear it. From here, from a foot away, I cannot hear it. And I have this all the way up. Woo, baby. And that's hot. That is stinking hot. Can you see that? I guess you can't. There's no orange glow. So I can hold my hand. It's windy out today, but I can hold my hand. I guess about this close to it. About 10 inches. Nope. You get about 4 inches away. That sucker's hot. I can't believe it. That was too easy. Now on the knob here, it looks like you may be able to adjust it down a little bit or up a little bit. But to me, it feels like you could just leave it on high and just have a window cracked in your blind or something. But this, I don't know, this might be the ticket. All you hunters out there with blinds, find these suckers on eBay and buy them. Those Mr. Heat, you can get these cheaper. If you get one used, I seen them for $15 on there, free shipping and all, whoever's selling it. No sound, none. No sound, and it's hot. Now again, I'll show you. And right in the holder. So there you go, it just sits right in that holder, just like that. Now I looked on this thing. Somewhere on here it says it. So right here it says 1100 BTUs. So those smaller Mr. Buddies, I think they're 3000. So 3 times as much as heat as that puts out. But if you don't want that sound or that orange glow lighting up your blind, try to find one of these old ones. I mean, I just wanted to try it out, and yeah, I think that's all you need, really. And if you can get them cheap enough, if you really do need 3000 BTUs, buy 2 more. Get 3 of them. No sound at all. You probably hear the wind blowing. Let me put this as close as I can to the... I'm almost touching the phone right now. No sound. I can't even hear it. Is there any heat waves coming off of this thing? Not cold enough out for heat waves, but it is hot. I guess now to test to see if it shuts off. Okay, that's as far to the right as I can go. No sound. That little tiny hiss is gone. Still hot right in the center. Still a little heat right in the center of it. I'd imagine this metal thing is hot. Don't touch that metal thing. Yeah, it's going out. Look how close I can get my hand now. So I'm guessing it would take about 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes before you could touch this thing or pack it up. But I plan on just leaving it out there in the blind. I don't ever want to take it out. It'll just stay out there. Yep, it's shutting down. That's it. Looks like you could put a string on here if you needed to, or a strap, but I won't even do that. And this stand, the stand seems okay, but I might get some 4-inch PVC and a flange and screw it down to like a piece of plywood, like a foot by a foot square piece of plywood, so you can't even tip it over by accident if you hit it up high. You know, like a foot by foot. That might even be a little bit better. Yeah. Barely. I don't want to keep my hand on it, but I can touch it now. All right, so that's it for the video. We were trying this out, taking a chance on it. There it is. Hopefully it works out. We'll give it a try in a few days here. We'll see how it does.